Okay, so I am going to start, and I want to say welcome to everyone. It is Monday, July 1st. Welcome to July. First off, Jason will not be with us this morning. He had a previous appointment that he's taking care of. So he's given me a couple things to go over, and we have Kelly, our salesperson, that is going to come on and give you guys some information as well. I ask that everyone stay muted and no interruptions. After we are done going over something, I will open it up and give you a chance to ask your questions and things like that. But while we're talking, we ask that you please stay muted so that everybody can hear and it doesn't give echoes and things like that. So please keep that in mind for me. Again, welcome to everyone. The first thing that I am going to go over is what we call the meeting question sheet. It is linked on our Facebook. And let me move some things around so you guys can see. Basically, it gives you an opportunity to put things that you want to go over. If you have suggestions, issues, or questions, this is where you need to submit those throughout the week, and we will hit them on the following Monday. So like in the meeting today is not the place to throw something in there that you want to suggest or things like that. So you'd want to utilize this form so that we stay on track with our meetings. I will show you guys in a few minutes exactly how to even get to that sheet. So just keep that in mind for me. The next thing is the Facebook links that have been done, and this is where I'm going to show you that part. If you look over on your right-hand side on your Facebook, you'll see that it says links you need, documents you need, and steps for doing your job. This is where you'll find all that kind of information. Steps that you need to do for your job. This has actually been broken down for you, setup and steps for making your appointments. It will give you all the information and even includes the links to the things that you need to go to. So if you're just needing to get a refresher or you're not sure what you're doing, these things are now posted for you. How to set up your computer for the appointment, how you want to do everything, all that is now right here for you on the Facebook page. For the links that you need, you simply click on that and it's going to bring you up, and then it'll explain to you exactly what everything is, so you can click on it. All notes after a meeting will be posted right here. It'll just continue to be formatted through. Like I'll start at the top of this for today. So the first thing you'll see is today's notes, but if you ever want to go back and look, you'll be able to go back and look. Here's the link to Don, the link to Kelly. All those links are going to be posted in there for you guys. Documents that you need is pretty much the same thing. You can see there's our questions for the meeting. So you can just click on that and enter your information. Here's the script that everyone should be using across the board. If you're not, you do need to download that and print it so you're using it going forward. This is the appointment setting document. Should be using this as well so you can write down your information while you're on the phone and not be trying to flip from screen to screens. This is the Google Doc, and that's what we're really going to focus on here in just a little bit, the Google document for putting your appointments in. So everything is now being utilized on the Facebook page. So you should, if you're not joined in, you need to request to be joined in or get with your leader so they can get you invited into it and sign up to it. So I'm going to unmute and make sure everybody's got that, and then I'm going to mute you back, and I'm going to move on. Okay, any questions? Melody's good. Danielle, you good? Thank you. David, you good? Isaac, thank you. You guys utilize that chat box. That'll help quite a bit, like everybody's doing over there. Thanks, Kelly. Shannon, you good so far? David, I need to hear from you, hon. I'm waiting on you. Are you good? Either unmute yourself here and speak.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, so we're going to move on, and I'm going to go over the Google document. But before I do that, let me tell you about setting the appointment. First thing you're going to do when setting your appointment is you are going to want to go to your Google Calendar. You're going to click on your date that you're looking at. You're going to click on the time that's available, and then you're going to click confirm. Once you do that, go to that appointment sheet that I was showing you guys that I said everybody should be using and fill all your information out. Once you've done that, then you'll fill in the calendar part. You have to use the calendar. That is a must. And you must fill in all the information on those. Once you do that, that is when you go to your Google document, and that is where we're going to really focus at here in just a second. So again, remember, you must use calendar, then you go to the sales lead sheet. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, so now let's go over this Google document. And I'm going to minimize everything for a second, except for the chat so I can see you guys. All right, the first thing you want to do is remember, if you hit something you should not have hit, stop what you're doing and reach out to me or Jason so that we can get it corrected. But I am going to tell you, say you go in here and you click in the box and you hit a 2, and that's not what you want. There is, I'm not logged into the right one. Hold on a second. Ugh. Evelina, please stop throwing things. All right, so you hit a 2 and it pops in there and you're like, oh, I didn't want to do that. You've only made one move. Up here on the left-hand side, hit the back button. And give it a minute to load. It will remove that one thing for you. So you can do that, but anything beyond that, if you've done multiple clicks, multiple things, just leave it alone. If you can't reach us right away, go to your next box and just skip where you messed up and just come on down. Everything that needs to be in these boxes, there are codes for it up at the top of the list. It is very clear what should be in those boxes. The first box is scheduled, in progress, complete, or confirmed. When you book the appointment, you're going to put scheduled. When Kelly and Don and our sales team come in, they'll put in progress. When it's completed, whether it's sold, lost, or whatever, they'll mark it as complete. As far as the confirmed, if we book an appointment, say you're booking appointments today and they're not going to do it until Wednesday. Tomorrow, you want to do a follow-up call and you want to remind them of their appointment. That's when you will put confirmed in. Other than that, it should be scheduled, progress, or complete. Confirms are only if you had to book them out past the next following day. Type of call. If it's for roofs or solar. We are now offering solar. Most of our calls should all be roof. Solar is very rare. But you will put roof or solar here so the salesperson knows exactly what we are dealing with. Currently, as of now, Kelly is the one doing solar appointments. Jason and Don are getting together about Don doing them. So if you are booking solar, you need to make sure you're putting that on Kelly's calendar. Your dates, it should be the date of the appointment. Your time should be the time, and then either Eastern, Central, Mountain, or Pacific should be put in there behind it. so that it backs up so we all know what time frame or time zone that you're calling. The next box is going to be who you are. It is going to be your employee ID number, a space, and then your name. The next box is for the customer's name and the phone number that the salesperson needs to call them in. Next box is the business name. The next box is the code. Is it a new lead? Did it get qualified? Is it rescheduled? Is it being negotiated? Is contracts pending? We won it, we lost it, or it needs a follow-up. For the sales team, they will either do it's qualified, they're negotiating, the contract's pending, we won it, or we lost it, or it needs to be rescheduled, or it needs a follow-up. If this appointment setters come in and they see one that says reschedule or follow-up, that means it is now your turn to do an action on that account, and you need to either reschedule it or do a follow-up with the customer. And you're still rescheduling it, but what it means is that you need to follow up because something went wrong. If the sales team puts reschedule, it just means when they called, the time wasn't convenient. Does that make sense to everyone? Put that in the chat for me. Okay, so now the next box is any information the salesperson will need to know. This box, you can put any notes that you need to that are going to go to the sales team so that they know what's going on, if they have special requirements, special needs, if there's something they said that, might benefit our salesperson, put that in there. This is internal only, so you don't have to worry about anything really being said in here. This is for all of our eyes only, so the customer will not see it. So it's okay to put, little apprehensive or was very rushed, seems interested but questionable. You can put those kind of things in that box so the salesperson knows what kind of demeanor they're dealing with, but only on this document. Do not put that anywhere else. The next box is for the sales team. This is where they're going to put all their updates and everything that's going on, so that you can come in and see and follow up on everything. You should not be editing or adding anything to this document other than data. There should be no color changes, no font changes, or anything like that. When we need more lines, I will add those in. As you can see, we still have plenty of lines to go. Now, when you come to this document, you will see at the bottom, you have Don's, Kelly's, Alex. Everybody can ignore that. This one right here, if you want to play around with the document, click on it and have at it. Learn how to work with it, play with it, whatever you need to do, because if you mess this one up, you're not going to mess up someone else's appointments. But if you don't know what you're doing and you're clicking on one of these guys, you're going to mess up everybody's stuff. So play with it here. That is what that is here for. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? All right, now I'm going to unmute. If anybody has any questions, I'll let you go ahead and ask those at that time. Now, let me get that unmuted for you guys. Try to anyway. Okay, any questions?
Hello, this is David. Could I get my employee number?
Yes, I will get that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I need mine as well.
And that was?
Isaac.
Isaac, okay. All right, everybody else have your ID numbers? Okay. Let me. Shannon, you'll get yours after all your training's completed. I got you.
Okay. Okay.
All right, I'm going to mute everybody back, and I'm going to go over a little something with the calendar, so give me just a second. All right, with your calendar, when you're setting your appointments, this is probably one of the most vital things with this whole system. Right here at the bottom is your time zone. Whatever time zone you are calling, not where you live, but where you're calling, you want it set to that. You can simply search it right here, or you can scroll through till you find it. But you want to change this to whatever area you are calling. That will change the times that are available. And let's see, right now it said it's central. So let me come out of this. Hold on just a second. All right, you can see that on this calendar right now, there's 5 o'clock and 5:30 available for today. But if I change it to central, the times change to 4 and 4:30 instead. So you can see how much difference that would make, because if you click 5 o'clock Eastern, that's what time Kelly's going to make that call, and that means it's going to be late if you're calling someone who is actually can you hear me now? Can everybody else hear? Okay. All right. So again, you can see how the times changed here. So you want to make sure that you are doing this correctly, because that will throw off every appointment and you will end up rescheduling everything you have set for the day. So again, make sure you change this to match where you are calling. All right, so that was some of the biggest things. And just remember, when you're doing your appointments, you're going to go to calendar first, kind of confirm the appointment time that they're agreeing to, go back to your appointment sheet, put all your information on that, and then you'll come back in and complete this step, and then you will complete your sales lead step. And at that point, you are done. So now that pretty much covers most of the things that I wanted to go over. I'm going to give the floor to Kelly. So I will be muted and Kelly will come off. Give her a few minutes there. When she's done, I will come back on, and I've got some closing information for you guys, and then we'll be good to go. So hang tight for Kelly.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Good morning. So I guess my question is, we want to talk about setting appointments. So out of curiosity, what is everybody's biggest challenge with setting appointments right now? You guys just type in the chat. Rebecca, you had like a question sheet. I like that. Let's make some money. Okay. So I am curious to know, let's see, you guys make like per appointment, right? And then you guys get like a bonus if it's a sale. So what is, so, if what I would like everybody to do to get to is to get to the point where we make a sale for everybody every day. Would everybody like that? So if you think about how much you make per sale versus how much you make per appointment, and that's something that I do that's really helped me, is I think about do I take afternoon appointments? Well, David, I have my calendar link, and so the times that I'm available for appointments is on the calendar link. So what I like, I'm sorry, do I have afternoon appointments only? David, it's whatever is on my calendar. If there's a special time that you need, then maybe get with Rebecca or whoever your lead is and see if I would be available then. But it's just whatever's on my calendar. Thank you. Okay, so you know, Rebecca is working really hard. Jason is working really hard. You guys are all working very hard to get these appointments. And what we would like to do is make it to where you guys, you know, are getting more sales out of your appointments. So what is, you know, if we thought, okay, so if we made, instead of worrying about like how many appointments we're making every day, we focus on how many sales we're going to get every day. So what we want to do in that mindset is focus on what can I do to set everything up to make this person know that it's important for them to show up for the call and that we have some value to provide them, and give them a reason to show up and do everything in our power to make sure that's a good appointment. So what is, you know, one biggest challenge you guys are facing right now in setting appointments? You guys want to put that in the chat? Anybody have a challenge that they're facing right now? Okay, let's hear. Not interested. So when you say not interested, is that when you're talking to the gatekeeper, or is that when you're talking to the actual decision maker? The gatekeeper? Okay. So Rebecca, would you like to come online and maybe play a little gatekeeper with me? Okay. Gatekeeper and decision maker. Okay. So Rebecca, if you would come on and maybe just I'll pretend like I'm the gatekeeper and maybe see what's going on there. Is that okay? Jason wants us to wait on that part. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm a little lost for what we should work on right now then.
Well, let's get to work.
all the calls.
What was said, I
All right, let's try that. Can you hear now?
Kelly, can you hear me?
Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna try this again. Anyway, Jason didn't want us to do the role playing until he could be in there too, to throw his feedback in with us to make sure that we cover everything. So that's why I said not in today's meeting, because he's not here.
Okay.
But what we're looking for though is for you to give us the tips and things on the things that you're needing from us to help get those appointments as well. So like if the gatekeeper's telling us they're not interested, what would you suggest from the salesperson's point of view? How should we use that to get past that, to get to the gate through the gatekeeper?
Can you hear me? This is Susan.
Yes, Susan, we can hear.
Well, I've had, calls where I reached out to the gatekeeper and the gatekeeper said that they're not interested. And I then said, are you one of the decision makers? And they say no. So of course I'm not going to schedule anything with the gatekeeper. I say if the owner is not in, then I find out when he or she will be in, and that's it. Kelly, I just wanted to ask you, now you're doing solar appointments?
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't know that. I had no idea. I'm happy to find out. So that's going to be very good. So anyway, getting back to that, that's exactly what I do. The gatekeeper is just as such, answering the phone, and that's basically what I do. There's no other way of handling it.
Okay, very good info, Susan. And Kelly, what are the things that you need from us reps to help you be able to make the sale?
I think the biggest thing that will make the biggest impact is helping you guys find ways to have a better interaction on the phone.
Kelly, you're an idiot.
Hello? Did somebody say something?
Guys, if you need to make sure that you're muted if you're talking or doing something in the background.
So I guess really you guys are working really hard to set these appointments, and I really appreciate the time and energy you guys are spending into that. So I think starting with the basics on that, and finding out what you guys are having challenges with, because I think you guys are doing everything that you need to right now, because you guys are making the calls, setting the appointments. You guys are now going to be calling and confirming is it the morning of or the day before, Rebecca?
It is the day, kind of like the day before. Basically, say today we're calling customers and they don't want their appointment until Wednesday. Tomorrow we would call as a reminder for them.
Okay, good deal. So, the more we strengthen that interaction that we're having with either the gatekeeper or the decision maker, because I see so many of you guys leaving such great notes on, information you've been provided by either the gatekeeper or the decision maker, and they sound interested, and it sounds like we would be able to help them. But then when I go to call them, they don't answer. But that's not really a bad thing, I think, on your guys' part. It's just something that we can maybe work towards doing everything we can on the interaction part, or I can do as well. From now on, I understand that decision makers get busy, so I will be following up with them. But, it's kind of just figuring out where the challenge is. Like, they sounded really interested on the phone, but then they never answered, and we never were able to get a hold of them. So just figuring out what happened there, I think, is going to be the biggest thing in helping you guys have a better interaction on the phone and not making it. Do you guys kind of feel like it's a battle to make appointments?
I don't. I find setting the appointments the easy part. Getting them to keep it is what I find to be the issue across the board.
Okay.
More than anything. Sometimes, you have some issues and things where you can't get an appointment set, but most of it is getting them to keep it once we've set it. And what I'm wondering is maybe when you guys, how I have the sheet set up, when you guys make your first call and you leave a voicemail, go ahead and change this status to maybe follow up. That way our reps know to reach back out to them to try to reset the appointment or whatever needs to happen to help you guys get that appointment completed.
Okay, Rebecca, I want to make sure I understood. So you want me, like the sales rep, to change the box here that you're
This
pointing
one,
at?
yep, this
Okay.
one right here.
To what would you
Change
like me
it,
to change it to?
put follow up.
Follow up. Okay.
And what that tells the sales lead or the appointment setter is you did not complete that appointment and you did not talk to someone.
Okay.
So maybe we need to reach out to the person because we've already got the rapport with them and just find out what happened to missing that appointment and reschedule it.
Okay. Okay. That sounds good. As far as that goes, I mean, I think we're taking a step in the right direction by confirming the appointments and then putting that in there for follow-up, giving you guys the chance to call and reschedule that appointment because you, like Rebecca said, you guys have already built rapport with that client or that prospect. So I think that definitely is a step in the right direction. And then I think the rest of it is just, challenges you guys are having with interactions on the phone at this time.
All right, so does anybody have, okay, Melody, I see that you put sometimes. What is the wall that you hit when you're trying to set an appointment? What's the number one thing for you? Give her a minute to type it out. There we go. Just having them call you back.
Now, do you mean you're calling the office and nobody answers at all and you just leave a voicemail? Okay. So when I think of that, what I think of is, okay, so what's going on at the office? Or they say they will call me back. Okay. So what I have, and I've done this before, so I'm trying to share all the knowledge that I have with you guys. It doesn't mean it's the best. It doesn't mean it's the perfect thing. It's just kind of what I've thought about. So if I picture myself like on the other end, what's going on, people just get busy. And then it's what have we given them to make it important for them to call us back, which is something we can work on later. So I think, if they don't call you back, I think just give them the benefit of the doubt and say, oh, they got busy and they weren't able to call me back. So maybe just follow up with them and say, hey, I know you said you were going to call me back. I know how things are busy. Like, what can I do to help you? Like, what were your thoughts about what I said last time? Like, do you guys like that idea, like calling them back and having another conversation with them? Susan, I will in a minute. Hold your thoughts. I am each person. Okay, and then
Yeah,
what happens?
That's the biggest thing, Melanie. Just keep your list of your callbacks and you just keep calling back. If you're getting someone on the phone, try to put a little urgency maybe in your voice when you talk to them on the third try. If they're not talking to you by the fourth time, just leave them alone because they're not going to. All right, so Susan, hang tight. I am going to unmute you. I'm just trying to give everybody a fair chance and letting everyone complete. Danielle, if you could type in the box for me, is there anything that you run into that you could maybe get some advice from the sales lady to help you? Okay. David, type in the box. Is there anything that you could use help with? Isaac. Okay, that makes sense. Isaac, I will be doing a full training class coming up soon. Reach out to me through the Facebook group and PM me so I can get you in on that class, because I go through everything from step 1 all the way to the end, including the script. Melody, we covered you. Shannon, I'm going to jump to you real quick because I know you're at your job and you might have to go back. Type in the box, do you have anything at this time? I know you're new as well. Okay, so she's good. Susan, I'm about to unmute you. Give me just a second. All right, you should be good, Susan.
That's okay. I had no questions. I changed, that's okay. Not a problem.
Okay.
No, I decided now. It's not important. But thank you anyway.
Okay, hold on one second for me then.
Please don't.
All right, so the reason I keep it muted, guys, is because when you're unmuted, it echoes back and it messes up the recording, and people will not be able to hear the recording. So I have to try to not have it all open up, and I have to keep it muted so those that are talking are not echoing over each other. That's why. So I do apologize about that. Don, I am going to unmute you for a second so you can give us any feedback or anything if you want to at this time. All right, Don, go ahead. All right, I'm having a hard time hearing you, Don. You're breaking up real bad.
That's all right. I don't have a whole lot.
All right, I'm going to mute you back. Okay. All right, so Kelly, you still with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you have anything else that you wanted to point out to them? Is there anything you need our sales team to ask or make sure they get from the person that we're setting the appointment for? Is there anything you need from us that's going to help you close this sale?
I think it's just going to be, maybe working on role playing and maybe tweaking the script a little bit, which that's something that is between I think Rebecca and Jason. I can provide feedback there with them. So at this time, it's just going to be a process, I think, right now, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. So, as far as on my end from everything, I think the only thing that I see that I can help you guys with is just, whatever I can do or tips I can give on that interaction you're having on the phone, like with the gatekeeper, and getting to the decision maker. I think those would be the biggest things right now. Do you agree, Rebecca? What do you think would make the biggest impact right now for you guys?
I have pretty much just, helping with, maybe the light rebuttals a little bit, and, just getting past those gatekeepers is our big challenge, but that's just a matter of time and practice for everyone. So far my team is doing really, really good. They're at least setting 2 appointments a day. So I cannot, ask much more out of my group. I mean, they're doing, at least 2 a day. Some of them are hitting 4 and 5 a day. So they're doing real good. We just got to figure out how we're going to get these things closed. And so that's why I was wondering if there was something that they could do to help you get to that point.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's just going to come with, when talking to the decision maker. I mean, from what I look at on the notes, it looks like you guys are getting pretty great notes from the decision maker. You're having a nice conversation with them. I do have an idea of something that would be possible to do, but I think I'll get with Rebecca and Jason on that first to see what their thoughts are before suggesting that. But as far as what you guys have, I mean, it's you guys are working hard and doing great. And I'll work with Rebecca and Jason and, throw out some suggestions there and see what we can do, okay?
All right, that sounds good. So I'm gonna take the wheel here. We're gonna close up so everybody can get on their way for their day. Remember, you want to set goals for yourself each day. That way you always have something to strive for. You want to finish your day with a minimum of 2. That is very realistic. I mean, I can get 2 to 3 appointments in the first 30 minutes to an hour that I'm on the phone. So if you're working your 2 to 3 hours, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to at least walk out your day with 2. You are going to have days where you're not going to get 1, but your average should at least be 2 a day. We are not working on Thursday. It is July 4th. Everyone be with your family. Do not even think about work. Go enjoy yourself and have a good time and be safe. Again, we are not going to work on Thursday. So if you want to keep at your levels, you might have to do a little extra push in between now and then so that you make up for being out on Thursday. Other than that, everyone, please have a great week. Be successful. Let's make some money. If you need me for anything, reach out to me through the Facebook Messenger. I am always here for you guys, and I will do whatever I can for you. And everyone have a great day.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.